Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Mark Wade, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I think that's the only Fantastic Four writer I have, because I don't have the. Oh, I need DeFalco. Give me DeFalco!
Yeah, I was going to say, we need a DeFalco drop.
That's right, kids, because welcome back to another episode of Marvel Tales. The other side of 50. I am Phil, joining me, as always. That 4 owls in one, it is.
Justin the Owl returning back to Four Freedoms Plaza.
That's right, kids. That's right. We threatened it and we threatened it, and we're here for Justin's pick, which I wholeheartedly stamped my seal of approval on. Fantastic Four, 371 through 375. Right in the heart of the 90s, kids.
Yeah.
Boob windows and big guns.
Two embossed, two special covers.
Oh, yes, that's right. 5 issues, two special covers in those 5 issues.
Two special covers. One was holographic foil, and the other one was, two different versions, both of which Phil has now.
Oh, yes, I got the white and the red.
Embossed cover, yeah.
I'm trying to remember, was 371 an anniversary issue? Is that why because 375 I get, but it's like 371 seems random to put a cover on.
I feel like it was like an anniversary issue or something, but I can't remember what of.
Oh my lord! I'm just scrolling.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a ton of notes here. I'll just see. Here, watch. I'm scrolling.
Oh my god!
You know, a lot of it's like, of course, this is before Fantastic Four 3, Johnny was married, but that was Elijah, as you'll see in this,
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well, I was trying to see if it's anything about this being an anniversary, but I don't see anything. All right. Well, should we jump in? Because we do have 5 issues, and I'm sure we have plenty of thoughts on this.
Yes, there's a lot that happens in these 5 issues, too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of story packed in here.
Oh, yeah. All right. So we begin with Fantastic Four 371 from December 1992. The Flame, This Fury. By, of course, writer Tom DeFalco, penciler Paul Ryan, inker Danny Belandi, Belandi, colorist Gina Going, letterer Jack Morelli, and editor Ralph Macchio. All right. In order to search for Alicia Masters, Rita's constructed a trans-temporal reflector, a device that will allow them to see into the recent past to determine what happened to Alicia. Activating the device in Alicia's apartment, Reed, Ben, and the Puppet Master view recent past events and learn that Alicia was kidnapped by Aron the Rogue Watcher while the entire Earth was in suspended animation. Realizing that they are up against a great threat, Reed tells the Puppet Master to stay at the apartment while he and Ben head back to Four Freedoms Plaza. Yes, I believe the whole Earth was in suspended animation during the Infinity War, kids, which was wrapped up
just happened, yeah.
And just the mention in these stories of Aron the Rogue Watcher got me thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. Remember that story? And we're going to have to cover this when he makes like those evil clones of the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And then
we will have to cover that.
At the end of the story, he takes the clones away. I'm like, did anything ever happen with those clones? I did my research. No, we never saw those clones again.
I always wondered that myself. Whatever happened with them?
Never, nothing.
They need to come back somehow.
And it's weird because like Aron, as we'll see here, Aron comes back, but
a bunch of times.
No clones. Yeah. Oh yeah, closer to 400 he comes back, but yeah, no clones.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah, we have to cover those issues because that is nuts. Because he puts the real Fantastic Four in suspended animation. We get a bunch of like dream issues and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the clones go tag like the Mole Man and stuff.
Yeah.
All of the Doom
Oh,
one,
man.
the Doom Dream is so awesome.
Oh, I think that one was my favorite.
When him and Kristoff, it's just a dream.
Yeah.
Start building an army up both sides. Like one of them has Joe Fixit and doesn't Dormammu get in there or something?
Yeah,
I
I think so. Yeah.
on both sides. Oh, Russell, how dare you? Is Facade in there? No,
he might have been.
That's earlier. That's like was that like 307, 308?
Oh yeah.
That's when Reed and Sue leave for a while and Ben's running the show.
Yes, yeah,
That's
we covered those on. We covered Facade actually on Tomes of Evil because he's one of the worst villains ever, and we wanted to do a terrible villain, and oh man, those issues are stinkers. Yikes.
I was gonna say I want to do those Fantastic Four issues with the clones and stuff, but I mean that would be a Tomes of Evil episode. Just that Doctor Doom Dream issue.
Yeah, just that one issue.
It's just packed with like two armies of supervillains just duking it out.
Hundreds of villains
with Doom and Kristoff on like generals on either side.
Yeah, we could cover just that one issue.
Oh my god! All right. Yeah, just reading these, I'm like, oh, there's so much Fantastic Four. I want us to cover.
Oh man, it's just the Paul Ryan and Tom DeFalco stuff is so much, but even going before that, of course, is years and years.
I mean, there's so much John Byrne I'd love to cover too, and we are going to get some of that next year, kids. But I'm just like, you pick me anything from like 300 to 400. I'm like, well, hell, from like 300 to like 4. I don't know, probably till Heroes Reborn. I'm like, damn it, I'm in.
Pretty much till the end. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That 100 issue stretch is just fantastic.
Oh yeah, Russell. Yeah, definitely. They treat the second Miss Marvel so terribly.
They do. Yeah. Oh yeah. Luckily, she comes back in this issue.
Yeah, but it's so weird because I don't know if it's like when DeFalco takes over. Yeah, they kind of like quickly speared her off, but then it's like because it's like. She went to Doctor Doom to cure her of being a thing and stuff, and
I don't like the whole aspect of her being a double agent for Doom. I always had a problem with that.
Yeah,
because I mean, when she was with the Fantastic Four before, she encountered Doom.
Yeah,
right after she was transformed and changed, they had that encounter with Doom in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And I just thought, why would she, after having that previous reference with Doom and knowing how evil he is, why would she go to him for help? Like,
she encountered Doom at least 2 or 3 times while she was on that team. She knows not.
Yeah, I had a problem with that throughout this, but I was happy to see her again, and I was happy she had a nice new costume. I thought the costume looked good. It was a nice new Paul Ryan redesign.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it wasn't too 90s.
Hey, let's get some more views. Just keep saying Miss Marvel, Miss Marvel. Okay.
Exactly. Don't forget about Sharon. I was always hoping that she, in the Ms. Marvel Disney Plus show, she'd get some type of a mention.
Oh yeah, even just like on TV, like because she wasn't a past wrestler. Yeah.
Right. Watching a wrestling match or something.
That's what we need on Disney Plus, an unlimited class wrestling show.
Yes. Russell would love that.
Oh yeah, and then you could even tie that in and be like, oh, that's well, I don't think they did that in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but you could say that's kind of the origin of where at least where the technology for John Walker's strength and stuff came from.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's
a lot of potential there.
Exactly. Oh, we get D-Man.
Demolition Man. Oh man. One of the most unluckiest characters in the Marvel universe.
Exactly. Realizing that they are up against a great threat, Reed tells the Puppet Master to stay at the apartment while he and Ben head back to Four Freedoms Plaza. On their way back in, Reed and Ben are stopped by Roberta, the robotic receptionist, who lets Ben know there is a visitor for him. When it turns out to be Sharon Ventura, Reed leaves the two of them to catch up. Inside their headquarters, Reed is surprised that there are no workers making repairs to the damages done during the Infinity War and begins to wonder where his wife is. Reed is in for a shock when he sees his wife trying on a new and quite revealing costume. Uh,
Boot window.
yeah. When she asks him how he likes it, Reed is uncomfortable with his new look, with this new look, and quickly changes the subject to the repairs being done to their headquarters. This angers Susan, who lashes out at her husband, and an argument starts over how Reed neglects to notice his wife. The two fight, unaware that their son Franklin is watching them. Hating to see his family fight each other, Franklin vows to make them stop any way possible. As he thinks this, his eyes begin to crackle with energy.
Don't make him mad. You wouldn't like him when he's mad.
Exactly, because as you may well know, kids,
Franklin Richards is such a BA.
Franklin Richards is such a BA. Mentioned two of some of Charlie's favorites this episode. Sharon Ventura, Demolition Man, and Franklin Richards.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he did have a love for Sharon Ventura. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Russell says, I'm feeling Sue has a lot of malice in her voice here.
You could say it's bubbling underneath the surface.
I'd say that tension is quite visible to everyone. All right. Why aren't you in bed, Russell? Don't you have a podcast to do in the morning?
I think he's working.
Energon Universe, episode 2. Stay tuned.
Yes.
At that moment, Pybok, Elijah, and Devos are monitoring the Earth from orbit in order to locate the Human Torch. They spot the Torch just as he is heading to Empire State University to take his classes. Well, if I were just doing a Spider-Man and said that Empire State University is basically like, between that and the Daily Bugle, they just churn out supervillains.
It's a breeding ground for supervillains.
I mean, Empire State University is basically the Jackal, Lightmaster, Second Carrion came from there. Yeah.
What are they drinking in the water over there?
They got some. They imported some of that Gotham water. Jeez.
It's bad stuff.
They spot the Human Torch. Yeah, headed to the Empire State University to take his classes. Johnny's thoughts are focused on the heroes of today have gotten darker with the times, and Johnny wants to follow this trend. While back at Four Freedoms Plaza, Sharon Ventura offers her condolences when she learns that Alicia has been captured. Ben quickly breaks off the conversation so that he and Reed can continue their search for her. As Ben goes up to the Fantastic Four's private elevator, Sharon reports back to her mysterious employer. Ben joins Reed in his lab where Mr. Fantastic is using a device to try and mentally contact the Watcher on the moon. Although the Watcher receives contact with Reed, Uatu decides not to respond, determined to merely watch. While getting ready to go, Reed tells Ben how he can't find Johnny and Sue won't be joining them. Before they can leave by themselves, they are joined by Sharon Ventura, who volunteers for the mission and has created a new Miss Marvel costume for just such an occasion. The latest in Latvian fashion. Russell says, I have to go to work, Phil. I can't podcast every day. 7 times a day. Well, then. Well, your priorities are flawed then, Russell. Back at ESU, Johnny spots the woman who berated him the other day and tries to make a move on her. Oh, Lord. The woman...
Oh, Johnny.
Thinking about how dark the world's become, then it's like, oh, hey, superior.
Yeah. Oh.
Aha. Co-ed puss.
Superior.
The young student introduces herself as Bridget O'Neill, but is in the process of telling Johnny to leave her alone when suddenly she is frozen in a block of ice. Johnny suddenly realizes that he is under attack by both Pybok and Davos. Johnny flames on in order to fight his two foes, who keeps them on the defensive. As Johnny battles his enemies, he is concerned for Bridget, as he is unaware how cold the ice she was frozen into is and whether or not it will kill her. Where's Elijah? Where's Elijah?
Hmm. Hmm.
Where could she be? Back at Alicia's apartment, Johnny, Ben, and Sharon. Reed, Ben, and it says Johnny here. Reed, Ben, and Sharon have returned to the Puppet Master to prepare for their mission. The Puppet Master has issue with Miss Marvel going, as she is competing with Alicia for Ben's affections and complains about why he can't accompany them. Ben explains they need the extra help, plus someone waiting back home to pull them out of any danger they can't handle. Well, yeah, Reed says, if we don't come back, call the Avengers.
Right, yeah. And plus, he's a supervillain. Yeah.
Exactly.
That minor detail, too.
Reed then activates his trans-temporal reflector, which opens a portal to take them to where Aron has gone with Alicia. As they go, the Puppet Master refuses to stand by and leave the fate of his stepdaughter in the hands of his greatest foes. The trio appear outside the cave entrance of Aron's hideout in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Inside, they find Alicia strapped to a machine with a massive cube hovering over her. Within the cube, the heroes notice that it contains what appears to be a pocket universe, with a version of Earth in the center. As they try to figure everything out, they are confronted by Aron, who informs them that it is a pocket universe where he gets to control events and that they are going to learn firsthand what that's like from within. You kids like my ant farm? Prepare to be part of it.
Take a closer look.
Meanwhile, the battle at Empire State University rages on. The one time Peter Parker's not here. Johnny manages to get to Bridget and uses his flame powers to thaw her out. Seeing that she is mostly fine, Johnny, she's like, she's more than fine, kid. Johnny gets her to another student and tells them to flee. Johnny then flames on and prepares to re-enter the battle when he is blasted from behind. In the business, we call that the old
try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
To his surprise, this new attacker is his former wife, Elijah, a woman that Johnny thought was dead. Elijah is furious that Johnny left her for dead when they went to rescue Alicia Masters, a woman that Elijah had posed as for years, and lashes out at him. More so, she is angry that he abandoned her and their unborn child. This causes Johnny to give Elijah the upper hand in the battle. Because he is outnumbered, Johnny decides to try and call for help and fires a Fantastiflare into the sky. It is seen by Sue, who is thanking Agatha Harkness for returning to help them to care for young Franklin. Amid Agatha's secret concerns about Franklin, she is troubled by Sue's new attire and attitude as she leaves to answer Johnny's signal. Seeing that Johnny has called for help, Pyabok, Elijah, and Devos attack all at once. Overpowered and at risk of being killed, Johnny decides the only way out of this situation is to utilize his Nova Flame. Hoping that all the students have managed to get away, Johnny unleashes his Nova Blast at full force. As Sue arrives, she sees a blinding flash of light. When she gets to the scene of the battle, there's only Johnny left, who has been knocked out from the exertion. When she lands the Fantasticar to check on her brother, Johnny tells her that he lost control of his powers. When they finally look around, they realize the total damage done by Johnny's desperate gamble. Empire State University is burning.
Oops.
Yep.
Did I do that?
So thoughts. Oh yes, the world was frozen in Fantastic Four 369. Take a drink, Lilith. And that's when Aron grabbed Alicia.
Yeah, I love this one. I love that we got the return of a bunch of characters in this one. We got the return of Sharon Ventura in a new costume, still holding up the Ms. Marvel name and doing it proud. I was really glad to see her back. I was glad we got a bunch of new villains back, because we covered the issue that had the first appearance of Pyabok and Elijah. And so it was cool to see both of them together, as well as Devos, who appeared shortly after that issue. And I loved seeing Elijah with some new powers, too. She got her laser fist powers. So she was able to use some, what was it called? Bioelectric energy or something like that. I thought that was really cool.
Elijah Laserfist, yes, with her greatest
Elijah the Laserfist, yeah.
with the greatest power, alliteration.
Exactly. And that's why I love these issues that Tom DeFalco and Paul Ryan did in a number of ways, but because they have like that classic Marvel feel to them, from the 60s. That whole classic Marvel feel is just, it's really there. It's ever present in all these issues, and I just love it. Even though we have very 90s stuff like Sue's new costume going on.
Yeah. Again, just all these notes. I mean, the whole thing when they revealed Alicia to be Elijah, we covered that. So, pull down, kids. When I put this on YouTube, maybe I'll put a link to that episode. So, oh yeah, Johnny and Alicia, quote unquote, got married in Fantastic Four 300, which was like normal size issue.
Right.
Oh yeah, Sharon and Ben were in a relationship when they were both things between Fantastic Four 310 and 317 when they were both getting each other's rocks off.
If this fantastic car's a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
And yeah, Sharon disappeared after her last mission with the Fantastic Four in Fantastic Four 354, which I believe is when they came back from the TVA. Is that what that one was?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, kids, TVA.
354. So it was, wow, it's a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was a few issues, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I mean, they had a few issues of Fantastic Four during Infinity. How many crossover issues were there for Infinity War? There was at least
a lot.
There was at least five. Was it 5 or 6? Wasn't it?
I think it was around 5 for
yeah.
for that one. Yeah. And that was the one with the doppelgangers, right?
Yeah. So,
there was at least 5 in that.
Reed got attacked and taken down by his doppelganger. Ben got attacked by a doppelganger. Yeah. And then there was like few of the issues in during in the middle of the miniseries, and again, as Russell pointed out, that's when Malice takes over Sue.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Probably had a hand in designing her new costume, I would
imagine. Oh yeah, Franklin's powers have been flaring up since after being dormant due to the machinations of Oculus in Fantastic Four 362 through 365.
Yeah, good old Oculus. We should cover that story too at some point. That Oculus story.
I told you, name me something in anything in the Fantastic Four 200s or 300s. I'm like, damn it, I'm in.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Oh yeah, Johnny's struggling with being an edgier superhero after having to slay various doppelgangers during the Infinity War issues.
Yeah, and he quickly rethinks his decision after his extreme methods blow up Empire State University at the end of this issue. Yeah.
All right. So any other thoughts on this? Because
I also like the return of Aron the Watcher as a villain, because I always thought he was a great villain and a great concept for a villain too, a rogue Watcher. I think it's a really, really awesome concept for a character in general. But he's a great villain, and I was really happy to see him come back too. And his plot in this is really neat.
Oh yeah, but every time I read this, I'm like, where are those damn clones at?
Yeah. Maybe we will see them again someday. That's always a possibility.
Maybe, because I was gonna say, is this the same cave they had that last battle in? I'm like,
you never know.
I thought it was in the Rockies somewhere, but again, just one line. It's like, oh, I destroyed those clones or something. I'd be like, okay, but no mention, none of them.
No mention. Yeah.
But yeah, I always love Paul Ryan's artwork.
Oh, it's so great. Every single panel is so detailed.
Yeah.
There's so much detail, even the backgrounds.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I know we were talking some Paul Ryan art when we were doing the Quantum Zone, and I believe Will said, Paul Ryan did pass away a few years ago. So
he did, unfortunately. I was really sad to read that. Yeah, I loved his stuff so much.
Oh yeah.
I still do, all of it. He did so much. I mean, thankfully, we have a lot of his work to appreciate, thankfully. But yeah, I wish he was still around. I'd love to see his artwork today still. Love to get a commission from him. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at just the when Johnny's going Nova and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. It's gorgeous. All of his full page spreads are just wonderful. Even that there's a one panel where it's rather simple. It's just Sharon and Reed and Ben approaching the cave. Just that one panel. It looks so good. I mean, it's so simple, just them approaching this cave, but it's great. I just love it. He's one of a kind, Paul Ryan. There'll be another like him.
Oh yeah, definitely not. All right, should we get to the next one?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, Fantastic Four 372 from January 1993. No more the hero. By it looks like same team here. New York's Superhuman Response Unit, Code Blue. The Falco getting his shekel.
Yep.
Has come to the Four Freedoms Plaza to arrest the Human Torch for setting Empire State University on fire. However, the Invisible Woman will not allow them to arrest her brother and lashes out at the group. As she tries to explain that her brother was only defending himself and the fire was the result of poor judgment, Fireworks and Jock of Code Blue try to ambush Sue from behind. Detecting their presence, she easily dispatches them with invisible force blasts.
Trying to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Then shields herself from Lieutenant Stone's gunshots with a force field. The ricocheting bullets cause the members of Code Blue to find cover. Before the battle can escalate any further, Johnny flies into the room and orders everyone to stop fighting as he is turning himself in to the authorities.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Sue is outraged by this, but Johnny insists on taking responsibility for his mistakes. Upon this admission, Sue angrily reminds Lieutenant Stone that Johnny hasn't been read his Miranda rights and that statement is not admissible in court. After Johnny's rights are read, Fireworks surprises Johnny by asking for his autograph. As handcuffs are being placed on Johnny's hands, Franklin comes into the room with his nanny, Agatha Harkness, in tow. Young Franklin is horrified to see his Uncle Johnny being arrested and taken away like a criminal. The Torch assures his nephew that everything is going to be okay before being taken away by the police. Agatha then informs Sue that the tenants of Four Freedoms Plaza are requesting a meeting with her. She goes to the boardroom where she meets with some very upset tenants that are none too happy with the fact that a gamma bomb went off in the upper floors of the building, creating an eyesore on top of, and almost risking their lives. Not interested in listening to complaints, Sue tells Miss Archambault, the head of the committee, that she doesn't like the conditions of renting out of the Four Freedoms Plaza. She can leave. Insulted by this, Archambault begins chastising Sue for her revealing costume. This crosses a line with Sue, who then uses her invisibility powers to make everyone's clothes invisible, to mock them. Embarrassed and humiliated, the angry mob of tenants realize that their complaints are going nowhere, and they all storm out, except for one straggler who is interested to know how long her husband will be out of town. I think that device has not Aaron's pocket universe, but has transported us to Lilith Hellfire's hard drive. Oh my God, she told me this morning she's tempted to move to Vegas again.
Oh.
Well, she likes warm weather, and there's legalized marijuana, prostitution, there's drinking, there's gambling.
Yeah.
It's her Disney World.
Yeah, right. I was just going to say. Sounds like all the things that she likes right in one place.
We'll see, because I think she's going for her birthday. So.
Okay.
Meanwhile, at the apartment of Alicia Masters, her stepfather, the Puppet Master, grows impatient with waiting for the Thing and Mr. Fantastic to rescue his stepdaughter from Aron the Rogue Watcher. Using his radioactive clay, okay, kids, if this wasn't getting crazy enough, we're going to bring in another Charlie S. her favorite. The Puppet Master begins considering candidates to enthrall and use to rescue his daughter. After deciding against various heroes, including Namor, which I'm sure Justin was disappointed he was not selected.
Yeah, bummer.
Or I should say, yes, Namor, who was not selected.
My favorite biscuit.
The Puppet Master instead decides to use a villain and selects a puppet of the Molecule Man. In the Colorado Rockies, the Molecule Man has created a shrine for his former girlfriend, Marcia Rosenberg, in order to grieve the loss of their relationship. Suddenly, Owen Reese is enthralled by the Puppet Master. While in Earth orbit, Pybok, Lyja, and Devos watch the Human Torch being arrested. Pybok then orders Lyja to return to Earth and carry out the next phase of their plan. Once she is gone, Devos questions if she can be trusted or if she still has feelings for her former husband. Pybok, however, is certain that she will be able to carry out his orders. While at the offices of the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson, again, there's more. Here comes more characters, kids, is meeting with his top reporters and photographers to discuss the latest developments. Peter Parker steps up to defend the Human Torch, reminding Jonah of how many times the Fantastic Four have saved the city and how the Torch saved the life of a student named Bridget O'Neill during the attack. This does little to save Jameson's usual hatred of superheroes, and he assigns all those gathered to document the Human Torch's arraignment at City Hall. Peter Parker eventually arrives on the scene to photograph the event for the Bugle. While waiting for Johnny to appear, he can't help but feel sorry for his sometime ally. As Johnny's being led up the steps before a screaming mob, Peter's spider sense goes off, warning him of a strange woman in the crowd, but he can't be sure why.
It's ting ting tingaloo ting ting ting.
The strange woman turns out to be Lyja in disguise, and she briefly shows herself to Johnny when no one else is looking in order to cause him to panic. While Johnny is struggling with police officers, Pybok, disguised as a cop himself, tries to take a shot at Johnny. This causes a riot as people stampede. Pybok and Lyja try to shoot Johnny. Johnny, meanwhile, tries to restrain himself, but is forced to flame on when his attackers shoot one of the officers guarding him. Spotting one of the shooters, Johnny is shocked when he briefly reverts back to his human form, revealing himself as Pybok. But when Johnny tries to attack his foe, the people gathered around think he's attacking an innocent police officer. When Lieutenant Stone of Code Blue orders the officer on the scene to open fire on the Torch, Johnny decides that things are getting too out of control and flees the scene. Hold on, damn screen. Lost my place. I don't know if I hit something, but gathering. Johnny decides that things are getting too out of control and flees the scene. While watching the entire episode, Peter wonders if Johnny is ruined or if there is some way for him to get out of this. Elsewhere, Ben Grimm wakes up in human form to a happy home with his 3 children and his wife, Alicia Masters. After breakfast, Ben goes to the bathroom to shave and is shocked when his reflection suddenly transforms into the Thing. It frightens Ben so much he throws his can of shaving cream at it, shattering the mirror. When Alicia checks in to see if he is okay, Ben tells her about the hallucination he saw and how it seemed as familiar as it was horrifying. Ben then heads to work at his company, Grimm and Richards Incorporated. Once inside, Ben's secretary, Sharon, hands him the daily newspaper. He is less than enthusiastic about the front page story about the local superhero group called the Fabulous Foursome. As he is mocking them for being nothing more than real-life comic book characters, Ben is suddenly shocked when he sees a massive eye peering at him from outside his office window. What Ben doesn't realize is that he is living a fabricated life within a tiny pocket universe created by Aron the Rogue Watcher for his own amusement. As Aron marvels over his creation and how he can alter events in his pocket universe to anything he wishes, he is suddenly interrupted by the arrival of the Molecule Man, who demands that Aron set his prisoners free. Meanwhile, back in New York City, Peter Parker changes to his alter ego of Spider-Man and is swinging through the city trying to find his friend the Human Torch. As he swings through a street, Johnny spots him from a nearby alley. Thinking Spider-Man has joined the manhunt against him, Johnny feels completely and utterly alone. To make matters worse, back at the Daily Bugle building, J. Jonah Jameson has just hired the services of the Wild Pack to hunt down and bring the Human Torch to justice. Yes, another one of our favorites,
Yeah.
Silver Sable. Yeah.
We get to talk about her again.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's so many people in these.
Yeah, every issue it's packed with characters.
Oh yes, and this Code Blue appearance takes place between the Mighty Thor 451 and 456.
Yes, because they were at that point they were pretty much regular supporting characters of Thor,
Yeah, and then once
which
Eric
was also written
Masterson
by
becomes Thunderstrike, yeah, they move over to Thunderstrike. Yep.
right, also written by Tom DeFalco.
Oh yeah. And drawn by friend of the show, Mr. Ron French.
Yes.
This is Comics Illustrator Ron Friends, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Oh, we'll have to get him back when we cover some of this
Yeah.
stuff.
I love this issue. I mean, I love all these issues, but I love this one because of the little scene in the middle with Johnny getting attacked by Elijah and Pybok masquerading as cops. I thought that was great because they just start shooting, and it's obvious, that they're really skilled at subterfuge and manipulation, all this stuff, and I love how they use that to their advantage.
Oh yeah, and again, it's like the best way to just make it seem like Johnny's crazy. Yeah, it's just there's Skrulls everywhere.
Yeah. And I also love the inclusion of the Molecule Man. I thought, oh man, this is great. We just keep adding more and more characters to this. I love it. And it makes sense too that the Puppet Master would choose somebody of an equal power value to a character like the Watcher. And who else really than the Molecule Man is qualified to do that?
Oh yeah, and what he even mentions here, like he considered the Silver Surfer, but it was like, yeah, there was no time to find him. He was off in deep space somewhere.
Right.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I didn't even get this. The panel of Johnny hiding in an alleyway on page 21 of this story is an homage to Amazing Spider-Man 18. In that story, Johnny and Spider-Man's roles were reversed. Spider-Man was hiding out while the Torch was desperately trying to find him.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Like the original Amazing Spider-Man 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that. And of course, another highlight of this issue was Sue's meeting with the tenants of the building and making all their clothes disappear with her invisible powers. I love that.
I know. Everyone's all shocked and read it out except for that guy. He was like, oh, hey.
The one dude with the smarmy 90s ponytail.
I'm into the cutesy stuff, yeah.
I love the show. How long is your husband going to be away? Oh, man.
I mean, you gotta be brave though to be hitting on a married woman. What? Well, you gotta be afraid of the Thing. Her brother can set you on fire, but Reed Richards knows how to dispose of a body and know when to kill.
Oh, absolutely.
We fell into the negative zone. Oh,
oops. Yeah, there's a million ways that Reed could get rid of somebody if he wanted to.
Accidentally fell in the microverse. Okay, sorry.
Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, he fell on the time sled. Uh-oh, he's back in prehistoric era getting eaten by dinosaurs. Bummer.
He accidentally went to visit Victor in Liberia. Oops.
Yeah.
Or just get his neck snapped by Namor. If anyone's going to steal that woman, it's going to be me.
That's right. Yeah. My favorite biscuit. Yeah, he's a jealous man. Don't make him angry when it comes to that. Namor's a man when it comes to that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Easily angered.
But again, just great art by Paul Ryan in this.
Oh, so good, yeah. The action scenes with Code Blue were great in the beginning. Yeah, love it. Even the scenes with Franklin pleading with Johnny, what's going on? It's just so good.
Even just the Spider-Man stuff, I'm like, I would have loved for Paul Ryan to be a regular penciler on a Spider-Man book at some point.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Or spectacular.
Or spectacular. Or sensational.
Oh.
Wasn't there a sensational Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They started that one. Ben Reilly was Spider-Man. Yeah.
That's right. The Ben Reilly. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we didn't get that, but he did draw a few comics with Spider-Man in it, so that made me happy.
Oh yeah, like this one.
Right. And
All
the
right.
next one.
Yeah, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Yeah, Spider-Man and Silver Sable and the Wild Pack are on the cover hunting Johnny, but that's not even all the guest stars you're gonna get this.
Yeah. Many more.
That's a great cover. I love that cover. You know, just
Yeah.
Johnny
So
in the
much fun.
foreground and everyone just like coming at. Yeah.
Yeah. Silver Sable looming in the background. So good.
All right, Fantastic Four 373 from February 1993. Shattered Lives. All right. You knew he was coming sooner or later, kids. Dr. Doom is meeting with his technicians who have detected that their spy among the Fantastic Four has been captured with members of the group by a being of incalculable power. Doom tells his minions to pinpoint their location so he can begin an immediate departure. At that very moment, in the Canadian Rockies, a puppet master enthralled Molecule Man, say that 3 times fast, is battling it out with Aron the Rogue Watcher in an attempt to free the puppet master's stepdaughter, Alicia Masters, from his clutches. Owen is able to hold his own with his powers until Aron begins manipulating organic matter, the only material that the Molecule Man cannot affect with his powers. So yes, kids, it's already begun. Doom's like, somebody got powers I can steal? I'm on my way. Oh my god, that's what we got to cover eventually. I think there's some on the app that what is it, Super Villain Team Up or something. I believe there were a few issues with like Doctor Doom and Namor. I was like, oh, we need to cover some of that. Yeah,
Yeah, those are some of my favorite team ups, Doctor Doom and Namor.
Oh, just the egos in that book.
Oh, I know. That's good stuff. That's gold right there.
It's cool, Jerry. Meanwhile, within Aron the Rogue Watcher's pocket universe, Ben Grimm awakens from yet another nightmare and is consoled by his wife Alicia and their children. Ben goes to work at his office at the Grimm and Richards Corporation, where he tells his partner Reed Richards and his secretary Sharon Ventura about the strange dreams of turning into a monster and being watched by a massive eye. When Reed suggests that Ben see a psychologist, Ben gets angry at the suggestion that he might be going crazy. When Ben begins to attack Reed, Richard stretches out of the way. Also, Ben suddenly transforms into the Thing, and when Sharon tries to flee for cover, a simple swipe of her hand causes a coat hanger to break in two. As they try to make sense of these realizations, Alicia suddenly teleports into the room, begging them not to ruin the perfect lives she has constructed for them here. Ben tries to convince Alicia that this fantasy world is not their real life and they can't stay. Suddenly, their discussion is interrupted by the arrival of the fabulous foursome, fabricated heroes based on the original Fantastic Four during the early days of their career. At that moment, at Fort Freedom's Plaza, repairs on the building have been halted by the Invisible Woman due to the pending legal battle between the Fantastic Four and Empire State University, due to the fact that the Human Torch accidentally set it ablaze fighting some foes. Sue tells her financial manager to buy the people at ESU off so they drop their charges against Johnny and demands her lawyer, Matt Murdock, provide some results in finding her brother while he is on the run from the law. Where's this? Oh. Yes, kids. So another guest star, Mr. Matt
Tapping my way downtown.
Murdock. As Murdock and the accountant leave, they both note that Sue is visibly changed. Matt tells her that they have to pool their talents to help resolve this current crisis. Meanwhile, at the Simkarian embassy, Silver Sable and her Wild Pack are gearing up to hunt down the Torch after they've been hired to do so by Daily Bugle publisher J. Jonah Jameson. Sable's visited by Spider-Man, who tries to appeal to her, but she in turn tries to hire him to help her on her mission. Suddenly, their discussion is interrupted with reports that the Wild Pack has managed to track Johnny Storm down. Elsewhere in the city, the Torch is being pursued by Battlestar, Chen, Powell, Strickland, and Quinto, who are chasing after him with specially designed jetpacks and weapons that can disable Johnny's flame powers. During the ensuing battle, Johnny pleads to them about his innocence in the fire, but it falls on deaf ears. The Torch finally loses his temper when Strickland tries to hit him with an acid-firing gun. Having had enough of being hounded, Johnny lashes out and uses his powers to disable the Wild Pack's jetpacks and helicopter before fleeing the scene. At that very moment, back in Canada, the Molecule Man and Aron's battle continues to rage on. It abruptly ends when Aron creates an airless sphere around Reese. Unable to breathe, the Molecule Man passes out, much to the frustration of the puppet master who's been controlling him from New York. While within Aron's pocket universe, Reed, Ben, and Sharon battle against the fabulous foursome. During the fight, Alicia begs them to stop because this is a perfect world that they can all share together. The three heroes make short work of these Fantastic Four doublegangers, and in the aftermath of the battle, Ben confronts Alicia about living out this fantasy. When Ben tells Alicia that he does truly love her, much to Sharon's surprise, Alicia is more confused than ever due to all the changes in her life. As she screams for help, the pocket universe shatters, freeing Reed, Ben, and Sharon from its confines. Their newfound freedom is instantly detected by Aron, but before the Rogue Watcher can act, he's incapacitated by Doctor Doom, who's using a device to steal Aron's power. As Aron's former captives recover, Sharon asks Ben to talk, but he tells her now is not the time. Rushing outside, they find Uatu the Watcher standing over Aron's unconscious body. When Reed tries to ask the Watcher what happened, he does not respond. Back in New York City, the Fantastic Four's lawyer, Matt Murdock, has assumed his alter ego of Daredevil and has begun his own search for the Human Torch. Elsewhere in the city, Spider-Man and Silver Sable have caught up to the Wild Pack following their defeat at the hands of the Torch. This prompts Spider-Man to consider his loyalties, and he swings off to find some friends who can help him in his quest to find Johnny. While back in Canada, the Molecule Man recovers from his battle with Aron the Rogue Watcher. Unaware of why he came up to battle Aron, the Molecule Man slips away unseen. While not far away, Doctor Doom returns to Latveria with the stolen power of a Watcher.
As if he wasn't deadly enough before.
Yep. But again, he loves stealing people's powers, like Silver Surfer.
That's kind of one of his kinks, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He tried it with the Beyonder during the first Secret Wars. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he loves stealing the powers. He's like, I can use them better than you can. Watch.
Exactly. Am I not Doom?
These powers are too good for you. I want them.
And again, I mean, there's so, like we said, there's so much going on in these stories. Modern comics could never.
It's so much story in one issue. Like each panel is packed. Not only is the art packed with detail, but the script. There's so much story going on. I love it.
Again, I mean, we always say this, but like these 5 issues, I mean, Modern Comics, this will be a year of stories.
Easily. These 5 issues, totally. Yeah, they'd have this for a whole year, easily.
The whole Johnny story, and then it's like, then you have the Pocket Universe. And
the Pocket Universe, they would have had that gone out for half a year, easily.
Exactly. They would have been enthralled for 6 months at least, yeah. Just the Puppet Master controlling the Molecule Man, battling a Watcher.
Yeah, that would have gone on for a whole issue. I would have loved to have actually seen a longer fight.
Yes.
Between the Watcher and the Molecule Man. The fight that we got was good, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed that a lot. I thought it was great. And probably the highlight of this issue for me, if I'm honest. The rest of it was all right, but I thought that the fight at the end with the Human Torch and the Wild Pack was tied up really quickly.
Yeah.
Like they just started shooting at him, and he dodges a bunch of stuff, and then Strickland shoots the acid capsule at him, and then he goes crazy and he starts blowing up their jetpacks and blowing up the helicopter, and then that's it. I mean, that's pretty much the end of that particular confrontation. And I thought, well, if you're going to have that be the fight that's on the cover, like, have that last a little bit longer for us.
And again, it's like we're getting so much story here, but it's like we're really not giving Sue much to do except stand there and look hot, you know.
I know, yeah. She didn't have much in this at all, yeah. Which I guess is an unfortunate consequence of packing so much story into these issues, I guess, yeah. And so many characters. We've got Matt Murdock, we've got the Wild Pack, we've got, and then we've got even more characters coming in the next issue, so.
And I guess they don't want to leave Johnny alone, but I'm like, just imagine if like Sue had gone with the others and like Johnny had to face this alone, how desperate he would have felt.
Oh, I know, yeah. Yeah. been so much worse for him.
And then the whole thing with Alicia, I mean, I know some people might think, oh, Alicia's just being selfish, wanting to keep this universe. But I mean, we discussed it when we discussed the whole Elijah reveal and stuff. It's like, I mean, how much trauma has Alicia gone through? There was that whole thing with the Nihilist, which we're going to get to next year, kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a year of that, I mean, she gets kidnapped by the Skrulls and kept, in suspended animation for how long?
Yeah, I felt the worst for Alicia in this whole issue because finally she had a world that was kind of like her payoff for all of the horrible things that she had endured in those stories that you mentioned. And it turned out to be just a fabrication. It turned out to be a fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, it probably felt like a safety net for her. She's like, yeah, I know it's fake. I know it's kind of created, from my mind, so I know I'm safe here. No villain's gonna come and attack me or beat me or anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I felt really bad for Alicia. God, she's been through a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just come back and realize someone else was living your life and stuff, and
mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've been in suspended animation as a prisoner of the Skrulls for who knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy. Just the thought of somebody stealing your life is wild. Yeah.
There's a what if. It's like if Elijah had never been discovered, how long would Elijah have been pulled back on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would the Skrulls have made her finally reveal herself? Or, I mean, if she truly did start falling in love with Johnny, would she have pulled that her whole life?
And if they had the baby they were talking about, if they had a child.
Oh, that would have been a reveal. Can you imagine if they had a baby and the baby comes out of Skrull?
Yeah. Yeah. There's potential for so much there.
Reed helps with the delivery, and then the rest of the team's like, "Oh, how's the baby?" Well, fine, except that it's a Skrull.
He's like, there's one small detail we need to discuss.
I've already scanned. Johnny's not a Skrull imposter, so the only possibility,
yeah. Oh, I love it.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right, kids. If you hadn't had enough guest stars yet, you're gonna get some more.
Even more.
All right. I'm surprised they didn't save this for $375, but
me too. Yeah.
Fantastic Four 374 from March 1993, and going by a different name now because there's a book out of this title right now. Suddenly, The Secret Defenders.
Yeah.
Same team. You may have known them by their former alias, the New Fantastic Four.
A year or two before this,
which Lilith and I covered on Ultimate Spider-Cast.
Yes.
All right. With the Human Torch on the run from the law with a bounty on his head, his friend Spider-Man has decided to try and gather some other heroes to help him track down the Torch and convince him to surrender to the authorities. Spider-Man finds himself at the Sanctum Sanctorum of Doctor Strange to help gather some allies. He interrupts Strange while doing a mystic tarot card reading, which warns of death and doom. However, he cannot say with any certainty what the cards truly mean. Spider-Man then asks Doctor Strange to use his mystical abilities to gather his old allies in the new Fantastic Four. Agreeing to help, Doctor Strange sends his spirit form out into the world and contacts Wolverine in Westchester, the Hulk in Reno, and Ghost Rider in Cypress Hills. All three agree to join up and help Spider-Man hunt down the Torch. And again, a little bit of last time it was Joe Fixit. This time it's Professor Hulk. So we're tweaking the formula here already.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Reed, Ben, Alicia, and Sharon have just returned to Four Freedoms Plaza. There, Reed is upset to learn that Johnny had accidentally set fire to Empire State University and is now on the run from the law, and that repairs to their headquarters have been halted due to Sue arranging a financial payout to ESU to make them drop their case against her brother. Sue suddenly snaps at Reed, asking him if he thinks this is her fault. She tells him how Johnny was defending himself against Piabok, Lyja, and Devos when the fire happened. As Reed and Sue's argument continues on, Sharon asks Ben if they can speak privately, and they both leave the room. In another part of the building, young Franklin is with his caretaker, Agatha Harkness. Hearing his parents arguing again, Franklin becomes upset and his powers begin to flare up. Quickly thinking, Agatha casts a spell to cause the boy to fall asleep, ending his threat, although Harkness fears that the boy may become a danger in the future.
Oh boy, does he.
At that moment in Latveria, Castle Doom glows with fierce energies amid the frightened villagers of Doomstadt. Inside, Dr. Doom is transferring the power he stole from Aron the Rogue Watcher into a battery pack, which he will use to channel the power. With his technicians finished with a new suit of armor that will allow him to contain these energies, Doom sends them away. He then has his servo guards strip him of his traditional armor and place on his new suit so that Doom can wield the power of a Watcher. Back in New York City, Reed, Sue, Ben, and Sharon have taken out the Fantastic Car in order to split up and search for Johnny in the city. From an abandoned building, Johnny spots Reed out searching for him. Ashamed of everything that has happened, Johnny doesn't call up, but slinks back into the gloom of the abandoned tenement. Elsewhere in the city, the secret defenders are out there looking for Johnny as well. When the Hulk talks about harming Johnny, Spider-Man reminds them that they aren't out to hurt the Torch, only to convince him to surrender to the authorities. Johnny is also being watched from Earth's orbit by Pybok, Devos, and Elijah. As Pybok gloats over the impending defeat of the Torch, Elijah feels a pang, leaving to wonder if she can kill her one-time husband and father of her child. Johnny is suddenly found by the secret defenders, and with no choice, he fires a Fantastiflare into the sky, alerting the others of his location. The Torch then flames on and fights against his pursuers until Reed and the others can arrive on the scene. While Wolverine fights Mr. Fantastic and Ghost Rider squares off against the Invisible Woman. As Miss Marvel squares off against Spider-Man, Johnny tries to pit his flame against the Ghost Riders. Meanwhile, the Thing battles the Hulk. The Hulk manages to knock the Thing through the floor, then pulls Reed off of Wolverine. As the battle on Earth rages on the moon, the Inhuman royal family, here's some more characters, spots a strange flare of energy fly past their kingdom towards the Watcher's citadel, prompting Black Bolt to investigate. At the Watcher's home, Uatu has placed the unconscious Aron in a stasis chamber. Suddenly, he is interrupted by the arrival of Dr. Doom, who announces that he has come to take all the power within the citadel. Back on Earth, the fight between the Fantastic Four and the Secret Defenders rages on. During the battle, Wolverine gets worked up into a berserker frenzy. Oh, man, hold on, lost my place again. Just want to get to the good parts, kids. Okay, I think I just scrolled up too much. All right. During the battle, Wolverine gets worked up into a berserker frenzy and tries to attack Sue. Although she is protected by her invisible force field, the Thing pulls the mutant off his teammate. This proves to be an error as the feral Wolverine slashes Ben's face with his adamantium claws during the struggle. Seriously cut, the Thing lashes out, striking Wolverine as hard as he can, sending the mutant flying through the rotted walls of the building. While everyone is concerned over Ben's injury, the Ghost Rider tries to restrain Johnny with his chain. However, the Ghost Rider is interrupted by the sudden arrival of Elijah, who has come to defend her husband. Seeing this from his monitor in space, Pybok is furious that Elijah has now betrayed him, unaware that Devos plots to do the same thing as well. While on Earth, the Fantastic Four, Elijah, and Miss Marvel are surrounded by the Secret Defenders. Before the fight can continue, the FF and their allies are suddenly teleported away. Witnessing this, Doctor Strange points out that the Fantastic Four seemed as surprised as they were about the sudden teleportation and fears this may be the last they ever see of the group. All right, Justin, thoughts?
Another great cliffhanger ending, Phil.
Man, I mean, the Falco pulling out every gun he can think of to try to get the numbers up on this book. I mean, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Hulk, Wolverine, Ghost Rider,
Doctor Strange. Like, yes, so many characters. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I wonder if he was successful, if that formula worked back then. I didn't pay attention to what comic books were selling back then.
Yeah,
I was a teenager, but I figured that, to some degree, he must have had some level of success with that, because he and Paul Ryan stayed on this comic book for a few years. I think 2 or 3 or 4 years or something like that.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did they stay on until Heroes Reborn? Maybe, I don't know about.
Yeah, it was Well, Paul Ryan, I think, had left a few issues before that.
before, yeah, but I think the Falco is there till pretty almost the end. There might be an issue too at the end there where he's not on, but yeah, I think pretty much to almost the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that to some degree they must have had some level of success with this. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
but I love the fight between the two Fantastic Four groups. That's so good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just the art. Oh my, Elijah.
Yeah, that one panel of her. Yeah.
Just like getting in Ghost Rider's face. Yeah.
The panel of Black Bolt and the Inhuman family. That's
we get Inhumans. Yes.
Yeah. So good. I can't say enough good things about this artwork. It's just amazing.
This thing is so huge. Maybe we should have did this for episode 50.
I know, right?
Pretty much like half the Marvel universe is in this story. We maybe should. I mean, I love Marvel. I mean, and that death was big, but I'm just like, oh my god, half the Marvel universe is in here.
I know. Oh, and then there's that huge epic story. I think it's leading up to number 400 a couple of years later.
Oh yeah,
with the Celestials, and they have a bunch of special holographic covers leading up to that too.
Oh yeah, and Aron returns for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they kind of kill off Reed for a while too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was when Kristoff was in the group.
And Scott Lang. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it.
That was nuts.
Yeah, good.
Ponytail Namor showed up for a while.
Ponytail Namor, yeah. He was hanging around quite a bit.
Oh, he was like, oh, that he was like, that husband's dead. Oh, I'm so cold season. I love it. He was trying to squeeze in there right away. Well, so was Scott Lang to a certain degree. And Johnny and Ben are just like, you son of bitches. Oh my god.
She's still wearing her wedding ring, damn it. Leave her alone.
I don't know, man. But that costume though, man. The grieving widow with the boob window.
Well, I still maintain that Namor did a little bit of consoling.
Oh,
one-on-one. Yeah, I that totally happened.
All right, kids, we jumped universes from Lilith Hellfire's hard drive to Justin's hard drive. But in this Namor fan fiction, I think Justin's wearing that Sue costume.
That's right. I don't look as good in as she does, of course, but I do what I can.
But it's not going to stay on long, is it, Justin?
No. Not if I had my way.
So the ponytail wouldn't slow you down? That 90s ponytail?
No. The only Namor look I don't like is like the bearded, shaggy, like homeless, like scruffy, nasty looking Namor. Like when he first lost his memory and all that stuff, and he was all like furry looking, I couldn't handle that. But yeah, as long as he's cleaned up looking, I don't have any problems. They just need to, as long as they don't put too many clothes on him too.
Yeah. What about that black costume he wore sometimes? Did you like that black costume?
It's all right once in a while, but when they start doing it too much, I'm like, no, you need to remember where this man came from. Green Speedo is the classic. That's what he started out with. That's what he should always have.
Justin's like, he's not Aquaman. Come on, there's too much blood.
That's right. Give the people what they want.
All right, you ready for the last one?
Yes, we've got a holographic extravaganza coming up next, folks.
Oh yeah, the other special cover on Fantastic Four 375 from April 1993. It's always darkest before the doom. Oh, this one credits say writers Tom DeFalco and Paul Ryan.
Oh, nice.
So Paul Ryan was in there on some of that writing, but yeah, everyone else pretty much looks the same. Oh, we got an extra letter or two besides Jack Morelli, Rick Parker.
Okay. this is an extra-sized issue, isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm. The Fantastic Four are gearing up for a showdown with the Secret Defenders when all of a sudden they disappear in a flash of blinding light. Again, kids, yeah, the last page of 374 and the first page of 375 are pretty much the same things.
Mhm. Yeah.
They reappear at the Citadel of Uatu the Watcher, who exists in the blue area of Earth's moon. Uatu informs the Fantastic Four that recently Doctor Doom had come to the moon and usurped the power of Aron, the mad renegade Watcher. Doom announced his intentions to conquer Uatu as well. Although Uatu is confident that he can defend his citadel by himself, he is concerned that Doom may pose a threat to Earth even more grave than any he has ever posed before. Uatu disappears to seek counsel with his fellow Watchers. Elsewhere in the Watcher's citadel, Doctor Doom has crafted for himself a new cosmic armor designed to hold the power of Aron the Watcher. Doom surveys the advanced alien technology of the palace and schemes on his plan to destroy Uatu. After he's finished with the Watcher, he fully intends on turning his attention towards the destruction of the Fantastic Four. Meanwhile, the Inhumans of Adaland learn of a strange presence coming from the area of Uatu's citadel. They fly over towards it to investigate and are amazed at how easily it is to pierce Uatu's defenses. Within the citadel, Ben and Sharon begin poking around looking for Doom. Ben is still in a great amount of pain due to the injuries to his face suffered at the hands of Wolverine. Sharon notices that he is using his injuries as an excuse to avoid dealing with their relationship issues. But before the two can discuss the issue any further, a robot warrior emerges and begins attacking them. The robot pounds on the Thing's face, causing him even greater injury. The Thing responds by thrusting a huge piece of metal debris through the robot's abdomen. Elsewhere, Johnny, Storm, and Elijah are exploring another section of the Citadel. Johnny is concerned because Elijah is carrying his baby. Although he's loath to admit it, he still cares about her. Elijah, however, expresses nothing but contempt for humanity, and especially for the Fantastic Four. Johnny and Elijah are the first to encounter Doctor Doom. Elijah fires a blast of energy from her laser fist at Doom. Doom repels the energy, sending back into her, knocking her out. Johnny assaults Doom with a stream of flame, but this proves ineffective against Doom's new cosmic armor. Doom blasts Johnny back, dousing the flame. He promises to return to finish them at a time of his choosing. And that's where the synopsis cuts off.
Oh.
You would think this thing was continued or something. All right.
Oh my.
So yeah, we're gonna have to walk this thing home. All right. Hold on, I'm scrolling to. Let me see. Okay, so that got us to page 16. All right. Then back on Earth, Matt Murdock's.
More lawyer stuff with the
Yeah.
Empire State University people, and they're trying to come to some settlement.
Yeah, talking to their business lady, and he's like, "Why would you do that?" And she's like, "Mrs. Richards authorized this."
Mhm.
And then Matt's thinking, "I don't know where the Fantastic Four are, but I hate to tell them when they get back that they might be penniless."
Oops.
And then, meanwhile, on the moon, Reed's putting together a bunch of weapons and 90s jackets.
Yes, they've got 90s jackets. Even Johnny has a jacket, which is not only resistant to his flame, but also amplifies it, which is kind of cool.
And then Doom shows up in his new fancy man armor.
Yep, his new silver armor, which looks almost like his Doom 2099 armor.
I'm wondering if that's probably intentional.
I wondered that too.
Wasn't Paul Ryan on that book?
No, actually,
No?
he did Ravage.
Oh,
Ravage
yeah.
2099.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But I think he did draw Doom in that title a couple of times. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's intentional. It looks like the Doom 2099 armor. And then did they do like a sneaky crossover later towards like Heroes Reborn where like Doom 2099 kind of shows up for 2 seconds? Yeah.
They do, yeah.
That's
And,
what I'm thinking
John
of.
Buscema does the art in one of those issues. It's fantastic.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think one of those might have been a Paul Ryan. That might be what I'm thinking. I might have saw him draw Doom 2099 in there.
Possibly, yeah.
I love when Sue attacks Doom with 4 staggers. He's like, 4 staggers? It appears I am not the only one who's changed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a brief confrontation with Doom, and Sue is overpowered.
Well, yeah, because Reed kind of asked her to throw a shield up. But yeah, Doom throws so much power at her, kind of he breaks the shield, and they're all like, "That's never happened before. What kind of trauma is this going to be?"
Mm.
So basically, yeah, I mean, we're going forward here. Yeah, Sue's gonna have, it's gonna be harder to create these force shields and stuff, and Ben's face is all messed up, and
Yeah. The members of this team definitely don't emerge unscathed from this issue at the end of it.
got some '90s scars going on here.
Mm-hmm. And Franklin has a major meltdown. Meanwhile, back on Earth, to the extent that even Agatha Harkness can't do anything about it, and he lashes out at her and blasts her with his energy.
Yeah, like blasts her across the room. Yeah.
Yeah. Which we'll see more of in the next issue once they get back to Earth.
And it's always funny if you read Fantastic Four long enough. I mean, Franklin Richards' age always like fluctuates. I said it should be the point. I should just make a point that it's like part of his power, whereas his age just fluctuates.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now
He
that
can psionically manipulate his body structure to be whatever age he wants.
exactly. Well, I mean, now that he has like a younger sister, they kind of make him like a teenager. But yeah.
Yeah. For a while though, he was all over the place, and even more so to come in this title.
Mhm.
It really goes for a flip here soon.
I know. But then, back on the moon, Ben and Sharon meet up with the Inhumans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just so funny. All of a sudden, you just see red hair sneaking in.
Grabbing Sharon. Yeah.
Then Johnny and Elijah meet back up with Reed and Sue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A little bit of a conversation. They get Johnny gets his new jacket.
I know. I love it. Reed's like, I feel all these new weapons, and Johnny's like, we don't need no stinking weapons. And he's like, yeah, we kind of do.
I wouldn't be caught dead in that goofy jacket, Johnny says.
Doom. It should be black as a funeral shroud.
Oh, I love that part. Yeah, he's got all of the Watcher's robots that he's repurposed to serve him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And speaking of men in fancy armor, then someone else makes an appearance at Four Freedoms Plaza.
A mysterious figure utilizing a time platform. Wonder who it could be.
He tells Franklin he's someone who's always loved him.
Yes, somebody who's maybe related to him.
And then we get back to the big battle on the moon. Everyone against Dr. Doom.
Yeah, Sue's got her big gun out. Reed's got his big gun out.
90s weaponry.
You gotta love it. They got jackets on. Johnny's using his jacket to the extreme, but he loses it awful quickly. He loses it really quickly because he goes up against Doom with it. And so it speaks for itself.
And then Reed tries to overload Doom's power battery, but he doesn't have enough power to overload it because Doom gets back up.
And that's when Black Bolt enters the fray, and they have an idea.
And Sharon and the Inhumans show up. Yeah, first Black Bolt just like hits Doom from behind, but then Reed tells Ben to pick up that big gun and start shooting Doom.
Yeah, Ben says, I really gotta hand it to you, Stretch. This overgrown pop gun packs one heck of a kick. I like it.
That's when Doom tells Sharon, now's the time. Time has come for you to reveal your true allegiance. And she's like, no. And he's like, don't hesitate, woman. Doom must be obeyed instantly without question. She's like, everything that it finally dawns on her. She's like, everything the other said about you is true. She just whips some debris at him. You're a monster.
Yeah, I still have a problem with this part.
I know. She's supposed to be really smart. I mean,
if she had been playing Doom the whole time, and whatever, Doom, I was just using you to get the cure for this, and now that I'm back with the Fantastic Four, we're gonna kick your ass. Like that would have, I would have loved that so much more than this.
And it would have been awesome if it would have revealed she was like a triple agent, where she was like, Reed, can I tell him I was your guy's spy now?
Oh yeah.
Imagine Doom flipping out, but I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Another cursed Richards plot.
Exactly. I would have loved that so much more than this. Yeah.
So
how lamentable that you failed to honor your commitment to me, Miss Ventura. Now you must now die with the others, Doom says.
So Reed has an idea, which the other Inhumans are like, no, Black Bolt's voice can, his whispers can shatter mountains, and where he's like, no, he has to shout into this thing.
Yeah.
So he shouts into this thing, and Reed's like, I'm giving that bad man the one thing he's always craved: power, more power than he even dreamed possible. He's like, no matter what fail-safes he has, he must have a maximum power capacity.
Yes, as the result is a sonic shockwave which easily dwarfs the most devastating nuclear explosion.
Kaboom!
Yep.
And the Watcher shows up, and Ben's like, oh, you missed a pretty wild party, Baldy.
Yeah, sorry we wrecked your place.
Well, yeah, he kind of I think he gets punished by the other Watchers, which, again, they keep the continuity because, like, remember when he would like introduce all the what if issues? After this, he's not in them what if issues anymore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they just show the alternate realities with no Watcher intro or nothing.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point, Phil. Yeah,
he's not even allowed to watch.
Yeah, man, poor Uatu, always getting the short end of the stick. Yeah,
but he transports them back to Earth,
where they meet up with Agatha, who's recovered from her mishap with Franklin, and then the mystery figure is revealed. Nathaniel Richards,
another Charlie favorite. Nathaniel Richards,
yes.
Reed's father.
Yeah.
Looking all Deathstrokey right here.
Oh man, yeah, with the weird voice and everything. Yeah.
The thing over one eye, the goatee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the armor.
And then, of course, last page we see Doom survived and was able to teleport back to Latveria.
Of course. Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember. I think again, it didn't come to pass, but I know the rumor I heard was in the 90s at this point. I think they brought in Nathaniel because they were gonna try to make, like, I think Doom was gonna be Breed's brother or half brother or something.
Yeah, I think they were, and there's some issues I think after this that kind of allude to that. And I was like, no, don't you dare do that! Don't you dare do that!
Yeah, because they kind of hinted that maybe Nathaniel had traveled there at one point, and, like, did the nasty with Doom's mother. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that they didn't go any further with that.
Yeah, that's
too
much.
much.
But can you imagine if all those years Doom's trying to free a woman from hell, and imagine if it wasn't his real mother?
Right? Yeah, I know.
You know, stuck in Mephisto's realm for nobody.
all those years, every single Halloween or something, he battled Mephisto for his soul and lost.
Either that, or if Nathaniel was his father, it'd be like, help me free her from hell.
Yeah. Or do some time travel stuff and figure out how to avoid her getting even stuck in that bargain in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a good pick. I love these Fantastic Four. Yeah,
I love these too. Yeah, just so much happens in these. I mean, it's like a roller coaster ride, with the Secret Defenders in the issue before this, with the Silver Sable and the Wild Pack the issue before that, with Code Blue and Spider-Man in the issue before that. It was just a constant roller coaster ride. I love it so much.
Again, this should have been issue 50. This should have been episode 50. So much Marvel Universe. So many different characters.
And it does have a very classic Marvel feel to it. The whole all 5 issues. Everything from all the action sequences to Doom's excellent dialogue from Tom DeFalco to the gorgeous artwork from Paul Ryan, and just all of the concepts. You've got these classic Marvel things like the Watcher's Citadel, the Inhumans, great guest stars like Doctor Strange and the Hulk and Spider-Man, Daredevil and stuff. I love it. Yeah. So my favorite comic books.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean too. A lot of these Fantastic Four for like big chunk. All right, that was a lot. So
yeah, I think we covered it all though pretty good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I could talk forever about these issues.
Me too. Like I said, I'm reading this. I'm like, we should do this Fantastic Four. We should do this
Yeah,
Fantastic
we should
Four.
do this one. Sometime on Marvel Tales, we'll do a whole month of Fantastic Four.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and we'll pick different eras and different stories. Maybe when the new movie comes out, or just for the hell of it.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, give us a new movie already. Come on.
Yeah, we've been waiting long enough for a good movie. Give us what we want.
Yeah, come on, finally, an MCU Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, one that's good, please.
All right, kids. Well, next time, you won't have a lot of time to send in your thoughts, but you can send in your thoughts after the fact. We're going to be covering that Marvel graphic novel. What is that, number 12? The Dazzler, the movie graphic novel. As we begin December, we'll have 2 weeks of Dazzler here and on Ultimate Spider-Cast. So if you're fans of Dazzler, you'll get 4 episodes, 2 here and 2 on Spider-Cast.
Quadruple Dazzler.
That's right, because we'll do the Dazzler graphic novel next time, and then the episode after we'll do the first 4 issues of the Dazzler ongoing series. And then, of course, last 2 weeks of the year, we'll cover some holiday stuff. Your week of Christmas, you'll get, the week before Christmas, Captain America 292 and Thor 444. And then we'll round out the year with some Iron Man 254 and 313.
Nice.
So.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, kids. So send us all your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Again, join the Patreon. You never know.
Join me in the elite.
Yes, Justin, Ray, Russell, and Moz, because you never know what multiversal version of Wolf Hellfire you'll get. Drunken, sober, high as hell.
Maybe Eve Heavenwater will make another appearance.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
right into the man more Eve Heavenwater, please. Oh yeah, there are so many variants of Wolf Hellfire. Yeah, the horny and angry, all of it. Yes.
All right, I'll take it.
All right. Find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. All right. You can find this Mr. Justin, this massive podcasting talent everywhere. Oh God. I talked to no, you were here this morning. Ring it. Oh, what did you say? But yes, this massive talent, Mr. Justin the Owl. You can find him here every week on Marvel Tales. You can find him at the end of every month on Ray's favorite show, We Are the Night, the
Batman Podcast.
Twice a month now on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast, where we go pretty much in order from John Byrne's Man of Steel on. And of course, keep an eye out. Episode 2 should be out here soon. By the time this hits you, it should be out already. Energon Universe once a month, where me and Russell and Justin cover all the Transformers and all the Energon Universe stuff from Image Comics, all the new stuff now. So check that out.
G.I. Joe at some point in the near future.
Oh, yeah. All right, kids, and rejoice, because you can find this Justin in a lot more places. So where else can they find you, Justin?
In addition to those shows, you can find me with Russell over at Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where we talk about the Hulk and She-Hulk twice a month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out if you're so inclined. And also twice a month, Russell and I are joined by our friends Ray and Sparky over at Predator and Prey, the Yucha podcast, where we talk about Fox's Predator in comic books, movies, action figures, and more. And Russell and I have another show called Gone, the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, which is dedicated to DC's Demon, going all the way back to 1973 and 4 to Jack Kirby's Great Demon series. And last but not least, the Lost Library of Legends, my solo project delving into forgotten and obscure comic books of the last 40 or so years, is still going, and I have a new episode out by the time that this one's coming out. A 4-issue miniseries from Dynamite from 2013 called The Owl.
Oh, Brandon.
Yeah, how about that?
Scream at! Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown.
Got to keep it on brand, you know.
Oh yeah, you need some kind of alter ego, like the comics owl or something. Something. Yeah.
Something. It'll happen someday.
Superior Puss.
Maybe I'll do that.
Like that's taken by a certain young lady right now in Mexico.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Uh,
Well, that escalated quickly.
all right, kids. Thank you for joining us for another fantastic episode of Marvel Tales. Again, next 2 weeks, we get some Dazzler and then some Cap 4 and Iron Man to close out your year.
Yeah. Spend your holidays with Marvel Tales.
That's right. And then come back to 2024 for the start of Defenduary.
Defenduary. A whole month of Defender stories.
All right. Strap on those jackets and big guns and come back.